Tuesday, September 14th, 1:25 a.m. But I can't sleep. It's not the disturbing sound of rusted gears set in motion, though I keep hearing them, or the moving shadows in the upper room of the dredge. I have decided that I hate shadows. What scares me the most is listening to Sarah. I can hear the fear in Sarah's voice. Up until I saw that video, I'd never heard her sound like that before. She just doesn't get scared. When she purchased her first video camera, Sarah interviewed a drifter walking through town. This was a terrible idea. The man was not well dressed, to say the very least. All of his possessions were tied to his back in black plastic garbage bags, and he carried a sign that read, "Los Angeles, if you please." Sarah talks to strangers all the time without thinking twice about it. She peers into parked cars, eavesdrops in the cafe, and occasionally tries to sneak into the bar for lively conversation, not drinks. When we were 11, Sarah convinced me we could climb up a steep ravine to the very top. She was right, we made it, but we couldn't get back down without the help of a park ranger, her father, my father, and half the volunteer fire department. 3 lumberjacks and a retired police officer. This event preceded my earliest memory of stern fatherly advice. Find some other friends. Try out for football if you want, but stop spending so much time with Sarah. She'll only get you into trouble. There was the hitchhiking incident in which Sarah convinced me we needed to visit the metropolis 100 miles away so that we could observe city dwellers in their native environment. When night approached and we couldn't find a ride back home, we were forced to call my dad. A second warning was offered on the long ride home. You two had better stop acting like idiots. It's only a matter of time before one of you gets hurt. There was very little else said. And then, only a month ago, we were caught trying to break into the library on a Thursday night. It was supposed to be closed, and we had hoped to find more old newspapers. But we found Gladys Morgan instead. She was sitting in the dark with a shotgun pointed at the door, reading The Sound and the Fury, one of the dullest books ever written. We were very lucky she recognized us. Otherwise, she would have filled us so full of buckshot we'd never set foot in a restaurant again without someone mistaking us for Swiss cheese. Her words, not mine. She also told us we were dumber than 2 bags full of rocks. Then she called our parents. As you can probably imagine, our 2 sets of parents have long preferred the idea of us staying as far away from each other as possible. It is the long history of trouble that made them respond so forcefully when something really bad finally did happen. It's why, if they have their way, Sarah and I will never see each other again. Tuesday, September 14th, 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. I have just made the mistake of checking my email. This is a bad idea in the middle of the night. I should know better. But there was nothing when I checked for messages earlier, not even a measly welcome home. All day I've been wondering if my parents found something and deleted it. It's hard to tell how closely they're monitoring everything. But now something slipped through. And I'll admit, I debated whether or not to open it because I knew the moment Sarah and I were in contact, it would start all over again. Still, how could I resist? I'd never been able to before. Learn from your mistakes, part of me was saying. They weren't mistakes, another part of me was saying. And of course, curiosity won, or maybe it was friendship that won. I opened her email. Ryan, I'm so sorry about what happened. At least you're home again, and that makes me feel a little better. I've hardly left my room. I know they've said we can't see each other because of what happened. I know I'm not supposed to contact you, but it's important you see this. Please, just drop whatever it is you're doing and watch. Sarah. I love that. Just drop whatever it is you're doing. Such a Sarah thing to say, like I hadn't spent the past 2 weeks glued to a hospital mattress, wondering when the pain was going to go away. There was a password attached to the bottom of the email. The Raven. I have to say, I don't appreciate her passwords. It's like she's trying to make things even scarier than they already are. Things are creepy enough without bringing Edgar Allan Poe back from the dead. She knew I'd find her message in the middle of the night while my parents were asleep, and every shadow looked like something out to get me. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping at some of the gently rapping at my chamber door. Does she even know about this poem, or is she just pulling these passwords out of thin air? Something happened 15 nights ago that has changed everything. I'm sure what Sarah wants me to watch has something to do with that night. That's why I'm writing this down, because my lingering fear has turned to constant alarm these past weeks. I have a dreadful feeling someone is watching me all of the time. That someone or something will open the creaking door to my room in the cold night and do away with me. I want there to be some kind of record. If I wondered whether or not I should open the email, now there's no question in my mind. Once you're in, you're in. Once you're caught, you're caught. I have to watch what she sent. I have to watch it right now. So go to sarahfincher.com and watch the video with the raven.